Now, gentlemen, I know throughout life you've been taught that when you're having a disagreement, an argument, a debate, any kind of conversation with a woman, that you are wrong. Now, you're not always wrong. It's just what we're taught. And sometimes, a lot of times, probably about 50% of the time, the women are wrong. It's not just you. So you're saying I'm not always wrong, though? No, gentlemen, you're not always wrong. And when the women are wrong, because ladies, again, yes, you are wrong at times. Sometimes you can be so wrong. Sometimes you say things like this.
Best way to get a man is if you keep men in rotation.
I'm sorry, what? Girl, what the f? So ladies, no. This is one of the reasons why balance of power exists, is because there's so much misinformation out there and you need correct information, especially when it comes to you learning about men. So these girls you see on TikTok and Instagram and all these places that are teaching you about how to get men, who normally I would say who is lying to you and who you're getting this information from, but I can see it right here.
But she looks like she knows what she's talking about.
And yes, to you, she might look like she knows what she's talking about. I get it. It's confusing. You don't know what to do, but you did do the right thing. You came to class. Balance of power. I got you covered with today's lesson. You don't need a man to get a man. Let's get it in. So today's video comes to us from YouTuber Suereyya Brooks. Now, Suereyya has gone through a bunch of different clips, because that's not her, by the way. She's not the girl in the clip. But she's going over a bunch of different clips, and she's giving her take from a woman's perspective. And I think she does a fairly good job. So you should check out her whole video. We're going to leave it in the description. Well, you know you can't forget about the D. So definitely check out her channel and the other videos she's got going on, and the whole video of this, because we're just going to talk about this tiny little clip right here, because it blew my mind that so many things can be wrong with this. And we're just going to go over it really quick, ladies, from a man's perspective, why this is so wrong. And gentlemen, you should be paying attention to this too, because I'm going to be giving the information from the standpoint of a basic dude in these streets. But then in the end, I'm going to be giving you the perspective from men who get women often, men who have options, dogs, players, pimps, F-boys, those of us who getting women is not a difficulty. I'm going to tell you what we think about this here statement, so keep watching. And just to refresh our memory, we're going to listen to that again.
Best way to get a man is if you keep men in rotation. It's just like a job. It's easier to get a job if you already have a job, right?
Wrong. No. Nah, girl, that's not how that works. No. So sure, you can think about men the same way you think about getting a job, in a sense that there's a job description and it isn't just so easy, and that you have a resume. So that part, sure. But the fact remains, yeah, we don't want to smell, sense any other dudes in the vicinity. That's not something that entices us to be with you. See, the problem with this, ladies, and these people on Instagram and TikTok and all these other spots, all these girls, is that right now, society and Hansel,
that Hansel's so hot right now,
is telling you it's hot right now to operate the same way men do. That's not something you need, and it's actually a deterrent to men. That's something men would need. Men actually, it functions that way for us because you, ladies, you like smelling other women on us in the beginning. And I'm not saying you want to be cheated on or you want to be played or anything like that, but what I am saying is that you want to know that the man who wants you and you're thinking about getting with, you want to know that he can get other women. You want to know that other women want him. If you had a man who no other woman wanted, it starts to be distasteful for you. You start to not like him as much. He's the same dude with the same quality, same looks, same everything. But you take that same dude and you make him where no other women is chasing him, and you kind of like it, sort of, in a sense. if you feel like you're the first one to discover him, like you're discovering the new world or something, but the moment other women see him and they're not chasing him, they're not after him, they don't really want him like that, you start to lose interest. You start to think, what's wrong with him? You start to be like, ugh, that's you. That's not how we function. The moment we start sensing and smelling another pair of nuts in the vicinity, nah, girl, we don't like that. We instantaneously, as men, that's not something that makes us happy. Ladies, don't ever forget, the Highlander rule applies across the board with all men. Basic men, average dudes, dudes who are good guys, dudes who suck. It doesn't matter. The only time he's not tripping is if he does not care about you. But if he's trying to have any kind of relationship with you, if you are thinking about this in a real way, and you want this cat, you think having another pair of nuts around him is going to help? Nah, girl, watch this video and it explains that rule right there. But let's just say, for argument's sake, ladies, that you find a dude who's okay with the fact that you got other pairs of nuts running around this bad boy. He's gonna accept it only because he's desperate. He can't choose anything else. He's not a man who has options, and that's not the kind of dude you want anyway. As soon as you get with that cat, as soon as you get with a dude you can smell wants you to the point where he's going to accept any old thing from you, you're not going to want him anymore. You don't need an additional pair of nuts or a rotation of nuts flowing through your house, through your situation. Nah, what you need is what we just said in this video right here. Told you, you should be watching this channel. We break down for you, men and women, what it takes to stay together. And another pair of nuts is not going to do it for you. And like I said, this is from the average man's standpoint, the basic dude. Not average in a bad way, but just he's not out there in the streets like that. He's not got all these options. He might accept the fact that you're dating multiple dudes. And even if he does accept it, he doesn't really like it. In the back of his head, he knows he's doing it because he has to. And why is he accepting this, even if he doesn't like it, you may ask? Well, ladies, it's because he's hungry. He's starving. He needs something to eat. And so he will accept whatever you give him. If he's that desperate, if he's that starving, if he doesn't know how to hunt on his own. Because remember this, ladies, this is a gold bar of knowledge I'm about to drop on you. Because some of you confuse dudes accepting certain things from you as if that's his ideal versus him just doing it because he has to. But this is the gold bar right here. A starving man will eat moldy bread. It doesn't mean that he's actually like loving it. It's not like, ooh, moldy bread is his thing. He just can't wait till he get himself a nice slice of mold. No, that's not how the game go for him. He's accepting it because he thinks this is the only thing you're willing to give, and it's the only thing he has the ability to get. But let's just see the rest of this clip.
If you are looking for a relationship, or if you want to be in one, it's important for you to be dating multiple people, or for you to be dating another person, so that that energy is flowing, so that the person that you actually want to be with can feel, oh, she has options. She's not desperate. She is a high value woman.
Huh? Hell no, we don't think you're a high value woman because you got a bunch of dudes running around trying to get with you. That's an average thing, lady. What the... Again, I don't know why y'all think this. We don't think of you as high value because a bunch of dudes want you. All we think is that it's a Tuesday. When do you not have a bunch of dudes wanting you, trying to get with you? Even as an average looking woman, ever since you were like 12 years old, dudes been trying to get with you. Hopefully it's been dudes your own age, but the point is still the same. You always have dudes running around trying to get you. We already know the rule as men. It's our job to try to keep you because there's another dude right around the corner trying to take you. What the hell do you think you need extras for? That's not something that entices us to want you more. We don't think you're great and high value. What? No. So this makes zero sense, but let's see if she has anything else to say that maybe there's something tangible, smart there. Let's find out.
Don't think that just by being single and not having nobody that you're just being super available and that's attractive. It's not. A man only was going to want you if he knows that other men want you.
Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. So look here, ladies. No. We've already talked about, from a basic man standpoint, how that does not work. We do not need to smell, sense, feel, or hear about you talk about some other dude in the vicinity or his energy or anything like that being around you at all in order to want you. It's often a deterrent because then we think to ourselves, why? And that's from a basic dude who doesn't have options all over the place. Now, I told you in the beginning, I'll tell you towards the end. What do men who have options think about this whole thing right here? Yeah, ladies, nah, this is not something that's cool. We don't like it. And it's not even like we don't like it because we're threatened. It's more practical. I'm going to give you an example, a scenario. When I'm out there doing my thing, especially back in the day, dating multiple people, again, from a man who's got options, that's kind of a given. It's something that's almost a requirement in order to get other women. The same thing she got through saying is, again, how you have to operate as a dude, as a man. You can get a woman without having other women, but it is easier if you do already have one, because of that energy of women wanting to know that you are desirable, that you're pre-approved like a credit card, that there are her girlfriends, her friends, or other women who she doesn't know, especially if she sees what they look like. She's going to gauge, almost like you have to have a collective thing in your head of, what does the collective think of this man? You're not thinking on your own. You're like, well, does this woman like him, and this woman like him, and this woman like him? Ooh, this one who looks, she's amazing looking, she likes him. And this one over here, she's an actress, this is a model, this is, ooh, she's a doctor, and she fine, and all of them want him. Then yes, I definitely need to get with him. There's something about him. That's how y'all operate. We don't function like that. So if you have options as a man, that might be how you roll, but the moment you think that a woman's got all these dudes around, if you're like me and you're fair, you think, okay, I'm dating multiple people, she's dating multiple people. So that's fine. She didn't know me before. That's something I think. I think she didn't know me, she didn't meet me till just now. We'll see what happens. But me saying we'll see what happens only means, ladies, you got about 2 weeks. You got about 2 weeks to get rid of the other dudes in your life. Because, again, Highlander rule applies. There can be only one. Yep, I might be dating multiple people, and I'm not saying I'm going to tell you to get rid of your other dudes, but I'm going to tell you to get rid of your other dudes. And I'm not making it a commandment or anything like that, but it's kind of a requirement if I'm going to take you seriously. So how I tell you without telling you to get rid of these other cats is I ask questions like, oh, so you're dating like what, like 3 other guys? And like, she's like, oh yeah, there's this one and that one and that one. And I'm like, all right, so what now? Now that you're dating me, what's the deal? You still gonna date them or what? So if she says something to the effect of, well, I don't know, like maybe, like I might, like we'll see, like I don't know, blah, 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 blah. I'll give her that leeway in the beginning. She's just learning me. But after about 2 weeks of being with me, and you still got these other dudes around, you could do what you want. You can still date them if you want. But I'm not going to take you seriously at all. And to be honest, and again, when men have options, this is what we think. Ladies, sorry, but yo, we spit truth around here. In my head, in our heads, what we think is, yeah, I can't take you seriously. You're not smart enough to be with me. You're too stupid. You obviously can't see enough of this enough. You ain't recognizing the greatness in front of you. You gonna keep piddly dude over here and punk dude over there. Like, nah. We know who we are, what we bring, and how we stack up against the men that we're competing with. And if you feel the need to keep these other ones around here, we're gonna like, okay, cool. You just now get downgraded. You could have been potentially number one, but then you drop to like probably at most number 5. So ladies, if you want an in-depth scenario on how that works when dudes with options date multiple women, that's going to be another video. Some of it has already been talked about in other videos, but for the most part, you just need to know that we have a roster, but it's a hierarchy. You will get upgraded or downgraded based on your performance. And a part of your performance is, do you recognize the skill? Do you recognize the greatness? Do you recognize the dopeness in front of you? And if you don't, and the way we figure that you don't is how you treat us in many ways, but one of the main ways is, do you eliminate all other para nuts? Because even if we are dating multiple people, the goal, hopefully, is for us to whittle it down to one woman winning. And for us seeing other nuts in the vicinity, Highlander rule applies. It just automatically happens. So we know if you're not taking us seriously, why would we take you seriously? Again, you ain't smart enough to jump on this when you got a chance to. So yes, if you're smart enough to get rid of the others in the beginning, then okay. Then there's the potential. That's the small loophole of you getting to do what options who you really are just the one you're going after is the one who could pull easily. So if you make the right decision in our eyes, then we could work with that. But that only works with you having an already established list of dudes. And there's a lot that goes into that, by the way. There's questions, there's investigations, there's things we need to discuss about your little list. We're going to ask you questions like, all right, well, what's the level of what you're doing with them? Meaning, are they foodie calls or are you hitting it? Or is it something in between? Now, if you don't know what a foodie call is, because some of this audience, you don't know about these streets like that. A foodie call is when a girl is dating a guy specifically to get food out of him, where she's not interested in him in a romantic level at all. It's really, she sees him as a friend, but he's like, yeah, let me take you to dinner. And she's like, okay. And she gets food. Some women literally go 3 to 5 days a week, not buying groceries, not eating or cooking for themselves. They're getting dinners from guys. So is that what this girl is doing? Or is she dating this dude like seriously, kind of seriously? Or is she hitting it with these cats? Because again, that factors into your performance. And if we're going to treat you seriously or not. If we're going to take you as a potential girlfriend. If you thinking about a title with us, your resume kind of matters. And there can be no new dudes. Let me stress that again for the ladies in the back who might not understand what I mean. You had to have this established before you met me. Any dudes you trying to pull in after you know me already? Nah, that's grounds for immediate dismissal. But we're in this dating stage, so you might not be dismissed completely like I'm going to cut you off. But you're going to be downgraded to the point where, all right, you're not going to be any kind of home cooked meal scenario. You're going to be a hole-in-the-wall food joint where I'm going to eat there at midnight when I'm hungry. So I could keep going, ladies, but the point still stands that no, what she told you about energy of other men around me, that's nasty. We don't need none of that. No, we already get that on our base level of what we have to deal with from other men if you're an average woman, let alone anything above. So in other words, ladies, if you want to learn about a man and how we think and how we mentally operate, then you need to learn about a man by learning it from a man. And just in case you're trying to flip the script and be like, well, you talk about women and how we think and all this stuff, like, look at this video. It's a little different for us because the world at large has been studying women since the dawn of time. every man has at least a junior high level education on women. Everybody knows the basics, everybody knows the rules and what you like and what you don't like, and we all know that there's a limit to what we can know about women because you guys do this with your brain. I was in elementary school when I knew the rules of squeezing the toothpaste from the bottom, otherwise a woman's gonna get mad. You know that when you're 8. So yes, there's men who know that level, let alone somebody who studied this for their whole damn life. So yes, you can learn about women / yourself from a man who has done this and dedicated his life to, counseling you ladies for decades. But when it comes to you learning about men, you need a man because it's not that same way. It's not like you were taught about men because you as a woman were kind of taught that men are simple creatures and they don't have anything. We're stupid. We don't have anything in our brains. We don't have any emotions. We don't have anything. You don't need to learn us. So ladies, most of you don't have even an elementary school. Hell, it's like a kindergarten level of what you know about men. To this day, I've been doing this for decades and I still get flabbergasted on how much you don't know about men. Ain't no way this video should be popping up in 2024 if y'all knew about men. This is not even hitting the target at all. You guys are so wrong. If the target of men was hitting the Hollywood sign here in California and you guys start shooting, you guys are shooting at a target in Wyoming. You're not even in the same state. Y'all be so wrong sometimes. But you know about men enough to teach each other about... Nah, come right here. Come back around to Balance of Power and we will teach you what you need to know about men. Now that's today's lesson. Now if you found value in this lesson, and I know you did, you know what to do. Throw thumbs, slap up that subscribe button, and if you're really good, especially gentlemen, you know that there's a woman who needs to hear this. Go ahead, do what you're supposed to do, and slide this video to a woman who needs to hear this. I know you love these videos. Where else you gonna hear gold bars of knowledge dropped on you on the regular? Nowhere. And that's exactly where you're gonna go. Nowhere. You staying right here.
Where you going? Nowhere.
So come on back and click on another video. Get more learning in. But until next time, no. Deuce deuce.